Joshua David Hawley is an American lawyer and politician who has served as the junior United States Senator from Missouri since 2019. A member of the Republican Party, Hawley served as the 42nd Attorney General of Missouri from 2017 to 2019. Before defeating two-term Democratic incumbent Senator Claire McCaskill in the 2018 election. Born in Springdale, Arkansas, to a banker and a teacher, Hawley graduated from Stanford University in 2002 and Yale Law School in 2006. He was a law clerk to 10th Circuit Judge Michael W. McConnell and Chief Justice John Roberts, and then worked as a lawyer, first in private practice, from 2008 to 2011, and then for the Becket Fund for Religious Liberty, from 2011 to 2015. Before becoming Missouri Attorney General, he was also a teacher at St. Paul's School in London, an associate professor at the University of Missouri School of Law, and a faculty member of the conservative Blackstone Legal Fellowship. As Missouri Attorney General, Hawley initiated several high-profile lawsuits and investigations, including a lawsuit against the Affordable Care Act, an investigation into Missouri Governor Eric Greitens, and a lawsuit and investigation into companies associated with the opioid epidemic. In the Senate, Hawley became widely known for his criticism of big tech, as well as for his criticism of the Chinese government and his support for an independent Hong Kong. In December 2020, Hawley provoked an intense political backlash after he became the first senator to announce he would object to the certification of Joe Biden's victory in the 2020 presidential election. Because Hawley helped popularize the baseless conspiracy theory that motivated the storming of the United States Capitol, figures from across the political spectrum argued that he was morally responsible for the riot and the 5 deaths it caused, and called on him to resign or be expelled from the Senate. Joshua David Hawley was born on December 31, 1979, in Springdale, Arkansas, to banker Ronald Hawley and teacher Virginia Hawley. In 1981, the Hawleys moved to Lexington, Missouri, after Ronald joined a division of Boatman's Bunch shares there. Hawley attended Lexington Middle School and then Rockhurst High School, a private Jesuit boys' prep school in Kansas City, Missouri, from which he graduated in 1998 as a valedictorian. According to his middle school principal, Barbara Wabeling, several of Hawley's teachers thought he was probably going to be president one day. While in high school, Hawley regularly wrote columns for his hometown newspaper, the Lexington News, writing about such topics as the American militia movement following the Oklahoma City bombing, media coverage of Los Angeles Police Department Detective Mark Fuhrman, and affirmative action, which he opposed. He then studied history at Stanford University, where his mother was an alumna. Hawley graduated in 2002 with a Bachelor of Arts degree with highest honors and Phi Beta Kappa membership. Hawley studied under Stanford professor David M. Kennedy, who later contributed the foreword to a book Hawley wrote, Theodore Roosevelt, Preacher of Righteousness. Kennedy said Hawley stood out in a school which is overstuffed with overachieving and very talented young people, and has described Hawley as arguably the most gifted student I taught in 50 years. After spending a year in London as a teacher at St. Paul's School from 2002 to 2003, Hawley returned to the US to attend Yale Law School, graduating in 2006 with a Juris Doctor degree. The Kansas City Star reported that Hawley's classmates saw him as politically ambitious and a deeply religious conservative. While at Yale, Hawley was an editor of the Yale Law Journal and served as president of the school's Federalist Society chapter. Hawley spent 2 years as a law clerk after law school, clerking first for Judge Michael W. McConnell of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit from 2006 to 2007. Then for Chief Justice John Roberts of the U.S. Supreme Court from 2007 to 2008. While at the Supreme Court, Hawley met his future wife, Erin Morrow, a fellow Yale Law graduate who was also clerking for Roberts. After his clerkships, Hawley worked in private practice as an appellate litigator at the law firm Hogan and Hudson from 2008 to 2011. From 2011 to 2015, he worked for the Beckett Fund for Religious Liberty at its Washington, D.C. offices before moving to Missouri. At Beckett, he wrote briefs and gave legal advice in the Supreme Court cases Hosanna Tabor Evangelical Lutheran Church and School v. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, decided in 2012, and Burwell v. Hobby Lobby, decided in 2014. In 2011, Hawley returned to Missouri and became an associate professor at the University of Missouri Law School, where he taught constitutional law, constitutional theory, legislation, and torts. In June 2013, Hawley served as a faculty member of the Blackstone Legal Fellowship, which is funded by Alliance Defending Fr.